ask about
59 to 64. Tonight we'll have mostly clear skies, cool overnight, but again, not seasonably cold. Lows in the upper 30s to low 40s. And then for Wednesday, a little more moisture around. Will turn partly cloudy and slightly warmer also. Highs tomorrow up to 62 to 67. I'm Mike Moss at the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
Don't you just love holiday time, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, sirree, Bob, my favorite time of year. A holiday. That special feeling of joy and good cheer, ladies and gentlemen. The holiday season is upon us. Greetings to you, conversationalists all across the bountiful, fruited plain. It is the award-winning, thrill-packed, ever-exciting, increasingly popular, growing by leaps and bounds, most listened to radio talk show in America today, the Rush Limbaugh program. Recent audience ratings reports establish and confirm this fact even more than it has been. Nice to have you with us. Phone number is 800-282-2882. Rush at EIBnet.com is the email address. Yes, it is the holiday season. Getting notes. People, what do you mean holiday season, Rush? My friends, Santa Bill, Slick Claus, the State of the Union show tonight, my friends.
Christmas, Christmas.
Well, it's Christmas time, pretty baby. Snow is falling on the ground.
In honor of our first black president.
It's Christmas time, pretty baby. Snow is falling on the ground.
Ron Sunshine in a full swing.
Feel real good, baby. Santa Claus is back in town.
Showing up in a nick of time.
Got no sleigh with no reindeer, no sack on my back. You see me coming, baby, in a big black Cadillac. It's Christmas time, pretty baby. Snow is falling on the ground.
Gonna give you whatever you need.
Feel real good, baby. Santa Claus is back in town.
Gonna give you whatever you want, baby.
Christmas, Christmas, Christmas.
Oh, my friends, can't you just see it tonight? Christmas Eve in America, and Slick Santa's got a bag full of promises for you, everyone. Exquisitely gift-wrapped, all shiny and purty. Guess what?
Your pretty stockings, turn out the light. Santa Claus is coming down your chimney tonight. Yes, it's Christmas time, pretty baby. Snow is falling on the ground. Well, you feel real good, baby. Santa Claus is back in town. Well, Christmas.
Been gone for a while. That's right.
It's Christmas.
You know what's going to be inside your gift box, my friend?
Candy for you, baby.
That's right, you have...
Good little baby. Santa Claus is back in town.
Say what it is. That's right. Open your gift box of what's going to be inside. A promise, a focus group carrot, a string of words that will thrill you now and fade into... Well, you know, old Clinton promises don't die. They just fade away. Because they're only good the moment they're given. After that, it's as though it never happened. But that's exactly what's going on tonight, folks. The State of the Union show, Santa Claus back in town, giving away the store. I've done sort of a pre-review. What you will see, what you will read in your newspapers tomorrow, what you will hear on your television and radio programs, even after the speech tonight and during the day tomorrow. It'll go something like this. Under the most difficult of circumstances, The President of the United States delivered his State of the Union speech, and once again, Bill Clinton hit one out of the park. By an odd coincidence, Sammy Sosa, who hit quite a few out of the park, sat in the visitor's box right there next to the First Lady. In a breathtaking, more on that in a moment. In a breathtaking string of talking points, focus group tested programs, and well-deserved self-congratulation, the President illustrated how he will lead the nation into the promised land of the 21st century. One of the highlights of the State of the Union show was when the President saluted the First Lady, who looked down on him approvingly, if not adoringly. Was it just this reviewer, or did she seem to hold back tears? As usual, critics said that the 2-hour and 47-minute speech ran too long, but the public would have had it go on forever. According to our overnight polls, 10% thought that it should have gone on 15 more minutes, 20% thought that it should have gone on for 30 more minutes, and a staggering 70% thought it should just go on and on and on. The American people rose up in righteous indignation at the end of this speech and said, "How dare we stand in this man's way? Who are these Republicans and their silly little sex ideas? Get out of this man's way so he can fulfill the promise that he was intended by destiny to fulfill, to lead this nation into the 21st and 22nd centuries." I'm afraid, my friends, that that's just a smidgen of what you're going to get review-wise. Now, my friends, and polling data, speaking of polling data, USA Today, front page today, here are the big numbers. Are you satisfied or dissatisfied with the way things are going in the country? 70% satisfied, 28% dissatisfied. Do you approve or disapprove of the way President Clinton's handling his job? 69% approve, 29% disapprove. So you get to 69%, it's easier to hit 87 from there than it is 63. Mark my words on this. They're going to be above 80% job approval tomorrow. Would you say Clinton's presidency has been a success or failure? 81% success, 16% failure. Is the U.S. economy today the best it's been in your lifetime? 60% say the best it's been in my lifetime. 36% say not the best. Would you say the following applies or does not apply to Clinton? Honest and trustworthy. 74% does not apply. 24% does apply. Provides good moral leadership. 79% does not apply. 20% does apply. And in a poll that sort of substantiates what I said to you yesterday, fewer than 1/3 of Americans are paying very close attention to the Senate trial of the president. Clinton and 2/3 want him to remain in office. 2/3 want him to remain in office, according to the public opinion poll from the Pew Research Center for the People and the Press. They surveyed 1,200 adults January 14th through the 17th. 69% of those surveyed said a trial has not changed their opinion about whether Clinton should stay or go. Margin of error, 3.5%. Only 15% of the public said they have watched all or a lot of the live coverage of the trial. 55% said, nevertheless, they believe the president would get a fair trial. Overall, the president continues to be appreciated for the way he's doing his job, ranking with former President Ronald Reagan in popularity. By a 50% to 34% margin, those polled said Clinton's accomplishments would outweigh his failures. Now, at the same time, in his second term, Reagan had a 52 to 38% rating on the same question. So that's a dead heat when you factor in the plus or minus margin of error. Now, tonight's the big night for you people. Hope you've been out there trying this, experimenting with it in training. We'll employ your EIB's State of the Union viewing kit. I should have suspected what has happened since I first proposed the State of the Union viewing kit. I should have suspected the White House, which monitors this program on a daily basis, would take that idea and reorient it, if you will, for their own purposes. They've done so. A friend of mine received an email from the White House. They forwarded the email from the White House to me. Here's what the email says. Dear colleague, President Clinton will deliver his annual State of the Union address on Tuesday evening, January 19th. The speech will be carried live by all the major networks. During this important speech, the president is expected to discuss the economy, education, health care, foreign policy, and on preparing Americans for the challenges of the new millennium. Additionally, the president will be presenting his views on the future of Social Security and Medicare, military readiness, the minimum wage, and other important issues which I know are important to you and your family and friends. Note what's not mentioned here. Capitalism, freedom of speech, private property, self-sufficiency. None of the traditions that have made the country great are going to be discussed. Only bigger and better government, more involved in your life every day, will be discussed, because that's what der Schlichtmeister believes in. The letter continues. I'll get off track. We urge you and the organizations you are affiliated with, remember it's a White House email now to a person they thought friendly to them. We urge you and the organizations you are affiliated with to support the president by organizing State of the Union watch parties. Watch parties involve gathering your colleagues and friends together to watch the president's address to the nation. These parties can be as small as 8 to 10 of your neighbors and friends, or members assembled at a club or union hall. Because your news outlets will be interested in a local reaction to the president's speech, we urge you to alert your local media that you and others will be gathering as a group to watch the State of the Union. Last year, many of you generated great stories in local newspapers and on TV and radio news programs. Some groups issued press releases with reaction to the president's speech. Others invited local reporters into their homes and offices to report on the dialogue following the speech. If you plan to organize a State of the Union watch party, please fill out the attached form and fax it to my attention at the White House Office of Public Liaison. And they give the fax number. Signed sincerely, Ben Johnson, Deputy Assistant to the President, Deputy Director, Office of Public Liaison. P.S. I can't begin to tell you how important it is. Then we got the form here. Yes, we will organize a watch party. No, we're unable to organize a watch party, but please keep us informed. And you fill out all your name, organization, location. You're going to watch the speech and phone number, fax, estimated number of participants. And then it says here, yes, we will be providing national and regional media a list of our watch parties taking place across the country. Please indicate if you want us to include your site and phone number in our listing so that we can call a media and have them come by your house. So, I'm reading the news wires today. Story out of Boston. With chicken wings on the menu, beer on tap, and a big screen TV on hand, area college students plan to party at a local bar for the State of the Union. That's right. Tonight's speech by President Clinton is sparking Super Bowl-like viewing parties by Democrats seeking to boost morale during the trial of the president. And Washington is helping with the celebrations. When word got out that Toby Shaduri was planning a State of the Union watch party for Boston area students, he said representatives from the White House and the DNC immediately called him. So this is what they're doing. We've got the State of the Union viewing kit. They've got these watch parties. Now what you need to do, because I told you, I said you need to print these things up, make them up, distribute them in your neighborhood, put them on your TV sets. Now what you need to do is you need to call your local media. If you're having a party at your house with the EIB State of the Union viewing kit attached to the bottom of your TV screen, you need to call the media over and, yeah, we're having a State of the Union party, but I want you to see how we're watching. I don't know that any media will show up, but lo and behold, they take the idea and they massage it and turn it around. And this is how they're getting the media out. I told you, you're going to see focus groups. You're going to see man-on-the-street interviews. You're going to see all these so-called people that are lovey-dovey with Clinton praising the speech. Oh, it's so good. I just wish the Republicans would leave him alone so he can get about the work of the American people. It's all being organized. The press doesn't have to do beans except answer the phone, get directions to where these watch parties are, and show up with a microphone, a camera, or a porter's notebook. The White House, the Democratic National Committee are taking care of all the other hard work. And yet, my friends, had I not told you this, you would have watched these things and you would have thought they were erupted spontaneously, that Clinton supporters all over America had decided on their own to do these parties, and you would have been depressed. And you saw this, oh my God, I didn't know that people still love Clinton. But now you know it's all been orchestrated, thanks to me, thanks to my hard work, thanks to the fact that I know people in high places that get emails like this. I can forward them to me. Now you know none of it is spontaneous. Now you know it is all orchestrated. Another service, another world service. The Excellence in Broadcasting Network. It's time to take a quick commercial break. Back with more in a moment.
You're listening to the EIB Network.
As an impeached president is tried in the Senate and the nation awaits his State of the Union show, turn to the most powerful name in news, the Fox News Channel, for the best coverage of the ongoing Senate trial and the president's historic address. Fox News Channel has distinguished itself as an outlet for unbiased coverage, aggressive reporting, and balanced analysis. Folks, there's only one place to turn, the Fox News Channel, on cable 24 hours a day. Fox News Channel, the most powerful name in news. They report, you decide.
Hello, thank you for calling Zurich Direct. This is Wendy. How may I help you?
Hi, Wendy. I heard your ad, and I'd like to get a quote on some term life insurance.
Well, I'll be glad to help. Do you currently have insurance?
Well, yeah, but the rates seem really high, and they keep going up.
Well, if you're 75 or under and in good health, you could qualify for Zurich Life Super Select Term Life Insurance. Rates start as low as $21 a month for $250,000 of coverage for a male age 30.
Wow.
And these rates are locked in for 10 years guaranteed. How much insurance were you looking for?
I was thinking I might need about
For
200.
term life insurance at up to 70% less than what some insurers charge, call Zurich Direct at 1-800-403-0898. We'll give you a free no-obligation quote right over the phone.
$21 a month? Great. How do I apply?
I can take your application right now.
For your free quote, call 1-800-403-0898. That's 1-800-403-0898. Zurich Direct. That's the way life should be.
Zurich Direct Insurance Agency, policy Z5002, issued by Zurich Life Insurance Company of America, Long Grove, Illinois.
When you need floor covering, you want the best for the dollars you spend. Knowles Carpet is your Carpet One associate store, offering quality at money-saving prices through the buying power of over 900 stores. Knowles also has Karastan Oriental rugs and is offering savings up to 64% off suggested retail on many discontinued patterns. Also care for your carpets and rugs with the Dry Cleaner Maintain. Only $18.50 for a 4-pound bucket. Knowles Carpet, 2311 Wayne Memorial Drive, Goldsboro. Quality floor covering, expertly installed.
Price sells cars at Leith. All minivans in stock $1,000 below invoice, plus you keep a $1,000 rebate. All 99 Rodeos in stock $500 below invoice. All 99 Jeep Cherokees in stock are at invoice, plus you keep any rebates. Individual bargains include 99 Dodge Intrepids from $19,795, 99 Dodge Durangos from $25,895. Price sells cars at Leith, Chrysler, Plymouth, Jeep, Leith, Dodge, Isuzu. Now all together at the new location. Highway 70 bypass East Goldsboro.
Hey, it's me, the Alltel guy, here to ask, what can Alltel do for you today?
Excuse me, Alltel guy?
Yes.
Can you rotate my tires?
No.
Groom my dog?
Not that either.
How about teaching me to play the accordion?
Sorry, Alltel can't do any of those things. But here's what we can do. Right now, we're offering cellular service for just $14.95 a month, which includes 30 minutes each month for 1 year. Plus, any local calls you make on the weekend are free for a full 6 months.
Okay, Alltel guy, while you're on a roll, how about improving my tee shot?
Yikes. Come in soon for $14.95 cellular service with 30 minutes a month and bonus weekend calling. It's just part of what makes Alltel your #1 wireless provider in the Carolinas. Some restrictions apply. See store or newspaper for details.
Alltel is proud to be the official sponsor of the Alltel 200 NASCAR race at the North Carolina Speedway in Rockingham on February 20th. Come out and show your support for Alltel and NASCAR. We'll see you at the Rock.
WGBR.
We are back. Rush Limbaugh, the Excellence in Broadcasting Network. Your guiding light through times of trouble, confusion, murkiness, despair, tumult, and chaos. And let us not forget, ladies and gentlemen, the happy, joyous holiday season.
Christmas, Christmas, Christmas.
Well, it's Christmas time, pretty baby. Snow is falling on the ground.
Got to get you in the spirit, folks. In the spirit.
Snow is falling on the ground.
You haven't seen goodies like you're going to see tonight.
You be a real good baby.
You haven't lived.
Santa Claus is back in town.
You don't know what happiness is.
Got no sleigh with no reindeer, no sack on my back. You see me coming, baby, in a big black Cadillac. It's Christmas time, pretty baby. Snow is falling on the ground. Well, you be a real good baby. Santa Claus is back in town.
Ron Sunshine in full swing, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. Just remember, we might be playing this throughout the busy broadcast day just to make sure that you're in the proper spirit so as to be able to receive your gifts tonight in the proper frame of mind. Now, once again, I want to give you the instructions on the manufacturing, the assembly of your EIB State of the Union viewing kit. More important now than ever before. And you have all the ingredients necessary right in your domicile. You needn't go anywhere. At least if you don't have this stuff, you're not living. You need 2 8.5 by 11 pieces of blank paper, a pair of skizzers, magic marker or Sharpie, some writing utensil, and some tape. Grab your 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, just one sheet to start with. I mean, this is all based on the fact that you have a 27-inch TV. Cut it in half lengthways. Give you 2 strips that are 4 inches by 11. Tape them together lengthways. Gives you a single strip 4 by 22. Actually be 4 by 23 since it's 11.5, so it's 4 by 23. Then you write lengthways on this strip of paper, "He lies under oath." And then you take the Scotch tape, you tape that piece of paper, that strip of paper on which you've just written "He lies under oath" to the bottom of your TV screen. Then you sit back, relax with your neighborhood friends, and watch the State of the Union show with the president speaking, and there it'll say "He lies under oath," a constant reminder you can't believe anything he says. Or you can put in, if you don't want to write "He lies under oath," you could write on there, "This is a confessed liar." Or, "This is a known liar." Or, "He is a known liar." He is a confessed liar. Be creative. Make a bunch of them up. Distribute them to your neighborhood friends, even your enemies. And then, as the White House is done, call your local newspaper, call your local TV station if you want, and tell them that you've got a State of the Union party. And if they'd like to come over and get reaction from the people watching it at your house, that you'd welcome them. And don't tell them, by the way, when you call up, "Yeah, we got this viewing kit on the screen that says he lies under oath." You don't tell them that. Just tell them, because they're going to be expecting calls. See? Because they know that the White House is putting their own deal. You say, "Yeah, we got a State of the Union party here, viewing party. We want you to come over. We're effective. We're available. We'll be able to give you a man-on-the-street reaction during and after the speech. Welcome the press to your home, but hide pictures of your family." Back in a moment. My good friends, you've been hearing a lot about Clean Shower, the incredible product that makes the nasty job of cleaning your shower virtually a non-job. A light mist of Clean Shower on all the wet surfaces, even the curtain, will render your shower spotless. You don't scrub, you don't wipe, you don't even touch the cleanser. Now, the good people at Clean Shower stand behind this invaluable product. It is 100% guaranteed. Now, be careful of fakes, phonies, and frauds. Get the real thing. Get Clean Shower. Remember, they guarantee it.
This is WGBR News, Goldsboro's very own.
It's time for a look at local news. I'm Thomas Vick on 1150 WGBR. Wayne County tobacco agents say a recent proposal by cigarette companies is a start. Tobacco state governors are saying that a $5 billion trust fund to be financed by cigarette companies is the only viable way to protect tobacco farmers from financial ruin. Governors, attorney generals, and agriculture commissioners of tobacco states are scheduled to meet with cigarette company officials in Durham tomorrow to discuss the trust fund. Discussion tonight about the Wayne County School Board's revised promotion and retention policy. Representatives of each school throughout Wayne County will come together as a community advisory committee. The Wayne County Board of Education meets. The meeting gets underway at 7 at the administrative offices on Royal Avenue. You've heard why President Clinton should be removed from office. Tonight you'll hear why he feels he should stay on the job. The president's scheduled to deliver his State of the Union address tonight. Wayne County residents will be among the more than 53 million Americans nationwide expected to hear the address. President Clinton will be speaking before the 100 senators who could remove him from office. Among those, North Carolina Senators Jesse Helms and Democrat John Edwards. It may be the countdown to the year 2000, but it's also the countdown to the deadline for poultry producers in Wayne County to have a nutrient management plan in place. The deadline is January 1st, the year 2000. Wayne County Agricultural Extension Agent James Parsons says it's a result of Senate Bill 1217. The City of Goldsboro making plans to observe Human Relations Month, which is in February. The city's Community Affairs Commission will hold its annual Human Relations Prayer Breakfast February 1st. Lieutenant Colonel John Sanders and Brigadier General Randall Bigham from Seymour Johnson Air Force Base, along with City Mayor Hal Plunk, will present a proclamation at the breakfast honoring the observance. That's a look at local news. I'm Thomas Fick on 1150 WGBR.
Well, we had lots of sunshine across the area this morning as high pressure moved by to our south. That sunshine should continue through the afternoon. It's not going to be quite as warm as yesterday, but still well above normal with highs around 59 to 64. Tonight we'll have mostly clear skies, cool overnight, but again, not seasonably cold. Lows in the upper 30s to low 40s. And then for Wednesday, a little more moisture around. Will turn partly cloudy and slightly warmer also. Highs tomorrow up to 62 to 67. I'm Mike Moss at the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
WGBR.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You got the Rush Limbaugh program, the Excellence in Broadcasting Network, at 800-282-2882. Now, from the Democratic National Committee's website. Greetings. Thanks for your interest in using talk radio to support the president. The best way to get on the air at any radio show is to call and identify yourself as a regular listener and a fan of the host. Otherwise, you'll be turned away. So that right there is not true about this show, that despite what they think. In fact, we got a Democrat waiting now. At any rate, it might take several tries before you get through, but do not give up. You will eventually get through. Be sure to have your message written down in front of you. Keep it short and to the point, and stick to it. Do not let the host deflect you, and be sure not to let a conservative host fluster you. Be energetic but calm. Hostility will not win over any listeners, even if you're right. Just keep coming back to your point, i.e., President Clinton did not commit any impeachable offenses. It's all about sex. An impeachment trial will shut down the government for months to come. If the host attacks harshly, back him or her away gently. Oh, come on, Rush. You know that's something I couldn't agree with, as I was saying earlier. Now, it's interesting here that they refer to me in their paragraph of advice. And so they're giving out talking points because they know Clinton supporters can't come up with this stuff on their own. So they got to remind them that you tell them it's not an impeachable offense. It's all about sex. An impeachment trial will shut down the government for months to come. And then if the host attacks, back him or her away gently. Oh, come on, Rush. You know that's something I couldn't agree with. As I was saying earlier, then go back to your talking points that we've given you. Be good-natured, good-humored. If possible, relate a personal story related to what the host has been talking about. For talking points, use anything you can find at www.democrats.org. Your voice and your message is critically important. Thanks again for helping the president and the Democratic Party. We provided lists of national talk radio programs, blah, blah, blah. So I got the list. This show is not on it. They refer to me in their paragraph here of advice, but this show is not on the list. They list a bunch of national TV shows, and they've got 3 pages. Oh, is that right? 1, 2, it's 4 pages of national radio talk shows. And of course, most of them are not national. And even some that are national really aren't. Like they're on 2 or 5 stations. And they've got some shows here that don't exist anymore. I've noticed a couple. Not going to tell you because I want some of you Democrats to call them anyway. But I'd say 99% of these are not national shows. There are some conservatives on the list, mostly liberals, but there are some conservatives. And these are they give you the telephone numbers to call and the times these hosts are on the air. So you see, my friends, it's a national assault. It's an all-out spin effort organized by the White House, a Democratic National Committee. So we got these State of the Union viewing parties tonight. We've got Democrats today massively calling talk programs, but this program's not on. Why do you suppose, HR, this program's not on a list? Because we've unveiled them and we don't fall for it, so they don't even tell their people to call here. Would you agree with that, Mamone? Yep, that's probably why I'm not on the list, is because we've unveiled this effort before. So there you have it, folks. Now, I don't know if the Republican National Committee has something like this or not. I have not gone to their website to look specifically to see. But now I'm not saying that this is a exclusively Democrat operation. I'm just pointing out to you this is how they do it. And they give their callers talking points because they just want the same 3 or 4 messages out. It's the theory, just repeat a lie often enough and people will believe it. And you can see what the lies are. And I know they're lies because it's coming from the Democratic National Committee in defense of the president. It doesn't, no, it does not say discuss the facts. It doesn't say discuss the facts. It says just keep coming back to your talking points. President Clinton did not commit any impeachable offenses. It's all about sex. An impeachment trial will shut down the government for months to come. And then, of course, this obligatory if the host attacks you harshly. Back him or her away gently. Oh, come on, Rush. They don't attack anybody on this show. You know, an attack is an offensive thing. Now, we attack. We don't attack callers. Never attack callers. Sometimes I will respond in certain ways if I am being attacked. See, attack is an aggressive thing. We don't attack callers on this program, as everybody knows. Now, I mentioned earlier that one of Mrs. Clinton's guests tonight, up there in the visitors gallery watching the State of the Union show, will be Sammy Sosa. Sammy Sosa of the Chicago Cubs. Now, Sammy's in the news for other reasons, too. I'll get to those in just a second. I'm given to understand that the White House extended invitations to Mark McGuire and Michael Jordan, and they both said no, but that Sammy Sosa said yes. But I think there ought to be other people up there. If I could do the seating chart for the people sitting next to Mrs. Clinton, they're always talking about how they want a cabinet that looks like America, and we want to have this that looks like America. Well, I would like to see certain people sitting with Mrs. Clinton so that we could get the true picture of what the Clintons are all about. So I'd kick Sammy Sosa out of there. He doesn't belong there. And I'd put the Hubbles up there, Susan McDougal, Jim Guy Tucker, John Wong, Charlie Tree. Go get anybody that's Chinese and put him in a red Chinese army uniform. Call him, General Tang. And, maybe he can, or General Cho or whatever, and whatever. You can pick some name from your average New York Chinese restaurant. General Tang's Chicken, General Chang's whatever. But some red Chinese army guy up there sitting next to him. O.J. Simpson. He'd go. James and Mokhtar Riyadi, put them up there. And then I'd have a sycophant row. A row of sycophants who need to be honored for their hard work as well in supporting the Clintons' efforts. So you'd have Geraldo up there, Alan Dershowitz, Lanny Davis, Patricia Ireland, Larry Flint. You got to get him in there. Larry Flint has to be there tonight. Imagine this crowd doing the wave during the speech, and then Janet Reno. Well, Flint couldn't do the wave, but it'd be great to have him up there. He'd be right at home. In other words, what you do, folks, is you remember the bar scene in Star Wars? You put those characters up there, because these people suffice, and then you've got what the Clinton family is all about. The true picture of what the Clintons are all about. Now, Sammy Sosa. Roy Ennis is a good guy. Roy Ennis runs CORE. He's the national chairman. And they have a fundraising dinner, an annual dinner that honors the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy of peace. And Sammy Sosa was invited to be their special guest. And Sammy Sosa apparently demanded things like he wanted a private jet to pick him up in Santo Domingo, down in the Dominican Republic, fly him and his friends to Las Vegas for the Mike Tyson-Francois Botha fight, then take the whole crew to New York on the private jet. They wanted CORE to make a they wanted CORE to pay for the jet, and then CORE was to make a $50,000 donation to Sammy Sosa's charity for Dominican hurricane victims. And there was a lot more. I mean, they wanted hotel suites in New York. They wanted all sorts of stuff. I mean, Roy Ennis said last night during the CORE dinner, he said, I couldn't afford a private jet, and even if I could, I wouldn't do it. Sosa has to learn how to deal with his 15 minutes of fame. Well, a group of about 20 Dominican community leaders stormed out of the event before dinner to protest the remarks of Roy Ennis. Outside the ballroom, they had this thing at the Sheraton, New York. Outside the ballroom, Assemblyman Adriano Espaillat, I'm sure that's not how you pronounce it, but what the heck, who is a Democrat from Manhattan, he's a New York Assemblyman, blasted Roy Ennis, saying, on a day that calls for reconciliation, what happened goes against the ideals of Martin Luther King. Gee whiz. Anyway, Ennis said that if you total up all of Sammy Sosa's demands, it would have cost CORE about $100,000 to get him and his party into town for this dinner where he was going to be. I mean, Sammy Sosa was the honored guest. He was invited to be the honored guest at this thing. And because they wouldn't give him a private jet, and they were supposed to arrange, CORE was supposed to arrange for tickets to the Tyson fight, hotel suites in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand, hotel suites in New York for Sosa and the crowd. So Sosa is now going to be, I hate to hear this. I mean, this is not, I hate to hear this, and my friends, I hate reporting this. I truly do. I first read about this last week, and I thought, this sounds odd. And I'll tell you what's going to happen. What's going to happen is, it was his agent going nuts. Well, it probably was. I don't know. Sammy, it's possible. It is possible. I know agents. I've never had one. I never intend to have one. If I were going to have an agent, there's one guy out there I would have as my agent, be Lee Steinberg. And I'm sure there are other good ones, but I've never, ever wanted one. And do you know something else? I have never been pitched by an agent. And believe me, if I were stupid enough to make a deal with an agent could get really rich off of me. Well, the William Morris Agency, that's right. They did way back during the Rush to Excellence tours. I'd forgotten that. So you're right, HR. They did back in the 1990 and 91, but they were trying to They wanted to be my agent for public speaking. And I think they were trying to organize a perhaps television show effort. That's right, there is one. But outside of that, no other agent ever has it. It's purely political. It has to be political, which is fine. But what I was going to say is it is entirely possible Sammy Sosa doesn't know any of this. It's entirely possible that Sammy Sosa did not know his agent was demanding all this. And this could be the agent's way of weeding out, I'm sure Sammy Sosa is being inundated with requests. I'm sure there's all sorts of people that want to honor him as a technique to get him into their event. I mean, that's happened to me. HR can tell you how many awards would I have won if I would have agreed to go get it. Yeah, but you mean I have to be there to get this award? That's right. If you're not here, you don't get the award. Well, then what's the award worth? Well, so I understand how these things work. You people in Chicago that love Sammy, I'm not trying to dump here. I'm just telling you, it's entirely possible the agent went out and made these demands, and Sammy didn't know a thing about it. When he learns about it, he's going to be embarrassed. Who knows? But nevertheless, Sammy Sosa, who refused to be honored by Corps unless he got a private jet, Mike Tyson fight tickets, hotel suites, blah, 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 is going to be sitting next to Mrs. Clinton at the State of the Union show tonight. Quick break. We'll be back in a mere moment.
You're listening to the
Confidence is a
EIB
marvelous
Network.
thing. Think about it. Confidence helps us climb mountains, fly to the moon, make that three-point play. In short, confidence is the basic building block of achievement. As a parent or grandparent, you can help your children gain confidence by helping them become better readers. Now, just as confidence is the building block of achievement, reading is the building block of learning. You can start by giving your children the phonics game. Just by playing the phonics game, your children can learn better reading skills and have fun doing it. The folks at A Better Way of Learning are so sure the phonics game will work for you, they'll give you your money back if your children don't show one letter grade improvement in reading or spelling on their next report card. Now, that's confidence. Your kids may not end up scaling Mount Everest, but by giving them the phonics game, you're giving them the building blocks to read and helping build their confidence to scale that other big mountain, life. So call 800-243-READ. Order the phonics game, 800-243-READ.
Police Department, Sergeant John speaking.
Oh, please come quick. They're holding me hostage.
Now, calm down, ma'am. Can you try to describe them?
They're brown, ugly, and have antennas.
Ma'am?
They're roaches.
Roaches? Is that your last name?
That's their only name. They're bugs, for goodness sake.
Well, you don't need the police. You need Griffin Exterminating. They can wipe out any pest problem you've got.
Even a leech?
You've got leeches, too.
Just one.
Ma'am?
My brother-in-law.
For all your pest problems, call Griffin Exterminating. Whether it's termites, fleas, or roaches, Griffin Exterminating is sure to come to the rescue. Call 735-3928.
This is a public notice to notify the people of this area that Factory Bedding Outlet has been ordered by its primary supplier of mattresses to dispose of a surplus that has occurred at the factory warehouse. This disposal will be held at Factory Bedding Outlet during regular business hours this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 2811 Royal Avenue, Goldsboro. Financing will be available with 90 days, same as cash. MasterCard, Visa, Discover, cash, and good checks will be accepted. Delivery will be available with disposal of your old mattresses or pickup if you wish. No layaways at these prices. Dealers welcome the factory disposal at Factory Bedding Outlet.
James Finch Chevrolet is dealing your way on pre-owned and program vehicles.
Way back in the days when buying was a pleasure, back in the times when you weren't just a number, well, this is the place that'll treat you right. Value and selection, well, they're out of sight. That's where I'm headed, 'cause there's no games to play. And they'll save you money, 'cause they're dealing your way.
Your best deal on a used car, truck, or van is at James Finch Chevrolet. Browse through a great selection of over 100 late model, low mileage, pre-owned cars, trucks, and vans without any hassles or pressure. Plus, all our used inventory is quality checked so you can buy with confidence. Save big bucks on pre-owned cars and trucks at James Finch Chevrolet.
We know how to please, and we'll always treat you right. We'll save you money, 'cause we're dealing your way.
James Finch Chevrolet, the leader in sales, service, and customer satisfaction. Highway 581 and Main Street in Bailey.
WGBR.
talent on loan from God. El Rushbo. The all-knowing, all-feeling, all-caring, all-sensing, all-tasteful Maharishi. At 1-800-282-2882. We have on the phones now from Corona, California, Chris, who is the inventor, creator, establishment figure for the website Bogus News Network, where you can log on and pick up your own prefabbed EIB State of the Union viewing kit. Chris, hello.
Hello, Ditto's Rush. I wanted to call and give you an update and let you know how your idea is working out on the internet.
Well, give us a little tidbit of information, if you will.
Well, since I've talked to you last Wednesday, we've had just under 750,000 people download their own EIB State of the Union viewing kit.
That's amazing.
And many people have said that they're printing out multiple copies, handing them out to all their friends. And so we can expect millions of people will be using the internet version of your idea to watch the State of the Union address tonight.
And it's not too late to go there, ladies and gentlemen. If you're lazy and you don't want to sit down and actually cut up a piece of paper and write it yourself and tape it, well, you have to tape it. But if you don't want to actually make it yourself, you can go to www.acclaimedmedia.com. It's acclaimedmedia.com, not acclaim media, acclaimed media, one word, .com. And just follow the links and you'll get right there. And if you got Adobe Acrobat Reader 3.0, you just print it right out on your computer and you will be able to just cut a dotted line, and it's simple. It's all done for you.
Rush, also, we've added an HTML version for people who don't have Acrobat to make it even more accessible to those who may not have that software.
So explain that, an HTML version.
Well, an HTML version basically means we've created a GIF or a GIF graphic so that somebody can print it out straight from their web browser.
Oh, yeah, just a picture then.
Right. It's not quite as clear as Acrobat. The nice thing about Acrobat is that it prints out very clean on a laser printer, whereas the HTML version is just a little bit fuzzy, but if you're sitting back from your TV 6 or 7 feet, you're never going to know.
Never notice it. If you do it this way, though, ladies and gentlemen, and you do invite the press to your home, as I'm suggesting that you do, because that's what the Democrats are doing, it'll be really, really neat if they are able to see a professionally created EIB viewing kit on the bottom of your screen. So, well, Chris, I suspect that you're going to get even more hits today, since this is the day of the State of the Union show. And you're apparently having no trouble handling the load?
At the first day, my server administrator gave me a call and kind of gave me a royal chewing out, but I've since calmed him down a little bit. And I wanted to let you know that we here at the Bogus News Network are eternally grateful for what you have done to us. You've changed our lives. And the response from your viewers has been so overwhelmingly positive that we are literally blown away and humbled by what has happened.
Well, great.
We also, I want to tell you this, I'm working with Marie here to get your address, because we want to send you a gift as a token of our appreciation. We're not people with a lot of means, but we have a favorite artist of ours who lives in Hovey Sound, Florida, and we have a lithograph from him that we want to send to you, so we're going to try to get that off to you as a way of saying thank you very much.
That's very nice. You know, Greg Norman lives in Hobe Sound, and big Clinton supporter. In fact, I saw Greg Norman on a golf course Saturday. I was fortunate enough to be able to play the great club Seminole in Juno Beach, and Norman and his foursome were 2 holes behind us, and I saw him in the men's grill afterwards with his foursome. I didn't introduce myself to him or any of that, but I saw him out there playing, and I'll tell you someday what thoughts went through my mind. I did visions of chandeliers and people swinging on them. Went through my mind. Well, Chris, thanks very much. Again, folks, it's www.acclaimedmedia, AcclaimedMedia.com for your own prefabbed viewing kit. Back in a minute.
You're listening to the EIB Network.
Let me tell you the facts. Carbon monoxide's the #1 cause of poisoning death in the U.S. Carbon monoxide's invisible and odorless. It's called the silent killer. Nighthawk carbon monoxide alarms by Kidde Safety are consistently rated #1 by an independent test lab. Protect your family today by a Nighthawk carbon monoxide alarm. Nighthawk, the best carbon monoxide alarm you can buy. I know, I own 3. Know you're safe. Trust Kidde Safety products.
Commercials are more effective if you use real people. So on the line is Angie McPhee, a Geico auto insurance customer who saved over $300. This is not an actor we hired to play Angie McPhee. It's the Angie McPhee. So in your own words, tell us, are you Angie McPhee?
Yes.
There. Unmistakable proof that Geico customers are real and save money. In 15 minutes, you could save 15%. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. 1-800-947-AUTO. Geico Direct, the sensible alternative.
Dad, can me and Olivia and you take me to the zoo?
Kids need dads when they're babies.
Daddy, can I tell you a secret? I think there's a monster under my bed.
When they're little, when they're teens, when they're young adults.
All my friends stay out till midnight.
Every minute a dad spends with his kids is important.
Dad, I met the most amazing person the other day, and I was just wondering, how did you know that Mom was the one?
It makes a huge difference to them and to the world they'll grow up in.
Dad, should I invest in a CD or a mutual fund? And what do you think?
Being a dad is simple. All it takes is time, and it takes a man to be a dad. Call 1-800-790-DADS for free, helpful information. A message from the National Fatherhood Initiative and the Ad Council.
And now, another edition of Behind the Scenes at the Clinton White House.
Hey, Al, how do I access graphics and pictures and stuff?
I had it turned off because it slows down the computer a whole lot.
I want the full effect of the internet.
Just type graphics. Now you'll see for yourself all the vast potential of what the internet can do for mankind. No longer will man be lost in the sea of information, an ignorant savage in a modern world. He will be able to evolve to a higher plane of learning, of being, understanding, more advanced than his forefathers ever dreamed possible, and so civilized that the... how did that get on my information superhighway?
Out cold. I wish you were here to help me print this.
Stay tuned for another edition of Behind the Scenes at the Clinton White House.
Hey, folks, you remember Latrine Sprewell? The NBA player that choked his coach, the Golden State Warriors? Well, we are the New York Knicks have traded for him. They gave away John Starks, a couple other players, and now Latrine Sprewell will join the New York Knicks. Also, a Maryland mortgage company is disputing something the president said. We got a lot more to go here, folks. Just hang out. Be cool.
A public service announcement from the IRS.
We're reinventing service at the IRS.
Making the changes that make things easier for you.
We're expanding our hotline service.
24 hours a day.
7 days a week. And on our special problem-solving days,
Bring us your tax problem.
get help on the spot. And if you run into a complex tax problem,
There's the IRS Problem Resolution Program.
Your own personal advocate will stay with you
Until your problem's resolved.
because
we're the Internal Revenue Service.
Working to put service first.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
10 kids die by gunfire every day. Help stop the violence. Call 1-800-WE-PREVENT. Not one more lost life. Not one more.
Was blind, but now I see.
A public service message from this station, the U.S. Department of Justice, the Crime Prevention Coalition, and the Ad Council.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Hear what everybody's talking about. 1150 WGBR Goldsboro.
Try to find another day quite like it in Washington.
The Senate is reconvening to hear President Clinton's impeachment defense. Here's correspondent Lou Miliano.
White House counsel Charles Ruff will spend 2 to 3 hours delivering a broad presentation and open the door to what's been described as a fact-driven case, putting the emphasis on the president's technical innocence, not just constitutional arguments against removing the president from office. Also expect to hear from some House members describing the partisan way the case moved against the president, playing on senatorial pride that the lower house misled the upper chamber.
And in just a few hours, President Clinton will be back on Capitol Hill to deliver his State of the Union address. Correspondent Peter Mayer has more.
Right now, the president's meeting with speechwriters in the Oval Office. The big headline from tonight's speech will likely center on Social Security and a Clinton proposal to use most of the budget surplus to keep the system going through the year 2055.
I'm Nick Young.
If the shower feels a bit crowded lately, maybe it's all those daily shower cleaners.
Move over, buddy. Hey!
Watch it.
Out of my way!
Well, one daily shower cleaner stands alone. Introducing Lysol Mist Away. Spray it every day, no scrubbing again, ever. It even works on acrylics. And it's the Lysol clean you trust. Lysol Mist Away Daily Shower Cleaner. Till you have our word on it, you can't call it clean.
Lysol Mist Away. Remember to pick it up on your way home.
We know you love our food at Boston Market, but have you tried our new a la carte prices? Like a whole double marinated chicken or home-style meatloaf for just $5.99. Or enough honey glazed ham or low-fat rotisserie turkey for $4, just $6.99. Complete your meal with our delicious sides starting at just 99 cents. And don't forget to add a 2-liter Coke to go. So take Boston Market home tonight.
Bizarre bit of timing. President Clinton will go before a joint session of Congress just hours after his attorneys begin their defense at his Senate impeachment trial. The White House has promised a speech chock full of programs, but will it draw an audience? Here's a sampling from the streets of Boston.
I never have watched one, and I'm not going to start now.
I don't know what he's going to say really worthwhile.
Has he lost credibility with you?
Oh, he never had much to start with.
One of the key sections of the president's speech will deal with the government surplus. Mr.